What's up, world? My name is Marcus, and I'm here with Montana of 300. Montana, what's good?
I'm all good, man. Thanks for having me, man.
No problem. Everything working. So, it's been a hell of a year. You back and forth. I see you traveling a lot and stuff like that. What the year been like so far?
Just steady growth, man. Just going out there and just being a student all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just learning, learning the ropes. Gaining the wisdom and advice, and giving it, sharing it with my team, showing them, taking them along, showing them how shit go and shit like that, so they can prepare when they off doing their own thing, on the road and stuff like that, and putting their projects together, So it's just a blessing to me, man. Like, a lot of people look at people and judge them or look up to them off of their possessions, and what this person won this, or this person got this, or got this much of this, and I really look at it like, it's about what you can give, what I'm saying? What you can give off to other motherfuckers, not what the fuck you could snatch in and bring in and shit like that, Because
you say you're a student, but you've been a teacher for people that you both know and people that you don't know. People saying, oh, Montana, he's here, he's there. That's where I'm trying to get to. Like, for some people, you're the standard for people that's trying to get where you're at.
Mm-hmm. You gotta set the bar, you know what I'm saying? And I know I got a lot of people's attention, and, I know I give a lot of people hope, especially, from where I come from even just from Chicago to Peoria, like, I've been in both cities, I lived in both cities, and it's like, I know a lot of people that's, that might be, look at my situation for, hope and proof, like, damn, if he did it, I can do it. I sat in the class with him before,
Yeah.
And, so he was in the same position as me at once upon a time, so I know that it's, my walk and my whole story is helpful to a lot of people, even that I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
What would you say has been the hardest part so far?
Just I don't really consider it hard, but most people would, and I would say that's just standing firm. Just not taking the easy way out. You know what I'm saying? Grinding it out. Like, I can cut through the park and get here in 5 minutes, or I could walk around the park and get there in 20 minutes, but now my legs are stronger. You know what I'm saying? People don't look at things, that way. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, to me, it's not hard for me to stand firm, but I think for most people it is. Most people, when they get a certain amount of money thrown in their face, they're like, damn, for real, like, it's hard for me to say no to that. It's hard for them to say no to that, and it's like, to me, it's just like, just grind it out. I'm a firm believer in steady growth, and you get what you earn when you earned it. You're not, oh, give me a loan. You know what I'm saying? So, I say that might be the toughest part. You know what I'm saying? Just, still, I wake up in the morning every day like, man, I could pick up the phone call and be like, yeah, I want to sign and be a fucking millionaire in debt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that crosses my mind, from time to time, but it's like, I'm gonna get what I earn, when I earn it,
And talk about that a little bit, because you pride yourself and you hear it throughout Fire in the Church, which we'll get to, but you pride yourself on staying independent and not signing. You said people are throwing contracts left and right, and you're not going. Why is that?
It's just, who wouldn't want to be their own boss, And it's like, a lot of people are in it for the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody goes to work for money, And sometimes when you might got homies that get out of jail or something like that, that was hustling, they feel like, I'm in catch-up mode, or I gotta get back up here to this status, what I'm saying? I gotta get back up there where folks at on the money, what I'm saying? Shit like that. And it's like, it's not always about getting the most money. It's just as long as you're getting it, what I'm saying? So what your homie getting it a little bit faster than you, that's good. It's good for him. You gotta, as long as you're getting it though, what I'm saying? You can eat, you can feed your family, and you got your freedom. Your freedom is every fucking thing, God gave us choice. Why would you give that right up to somebody else? Now you got people that actually love their music and love what they do, and they have no control over it. So I just be feeling for artists and shit like that. But all this shit is examples and lessons to people that haven't signed yet, and they just looking past that. All they see is the money. All they see is the design of the jewelry, the material shit. The shit in the end that don't mean shit later on.
Now the whole industry's changing now. You spoke previously about selling music straight out the trunk. Nowadays, people aren't buying albums like they used to. You got Tidal, you got Apple Music, you got different streaming services that people can get to Fire in the Church with, which we'll get to. How do you adjust You know, from all right, selling, I can get money straight from, you know, hand in hand interaction. But now it's all right. Now people going to stream. How do you adjust?
It's just about being smart and knowing, you know, when to strike and how to save your energy. You know what I'm saying? And when to use your energy. You know, like I've done straight out the trunk shit. You know, I've done hand in hand. All right, bro, I'll meet you at this. Woo. You know, and shit like that. And it's like now my fan base is bigger than Illinois. You know, it's bigger than Peoria. It's bigger than Chicago. So it's like I got fans all over that I can't go pull up on and reach out to. You know what I'm saying? I can't have everybody's phone number in my phone that's bought a CD from me. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. At once upon a time I could. You know, now it's way on a bigger scale. So you have to be able to sit back, you know what I'm saying, now and be like, you know, the internet is a motherfucker. It's powerful as fuck. You know, you wake up. Shit, I was making money while I was asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, people, these transactions I used to do hand by hand are happening over the internet while I'm asleep. People pulling out the cards out of their wallet, buying the CD while I'm asleep, and that shit going into my bank account. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just about, you know, really being smart and knowing, you know, your weapons that you do have and your advantages that you do have on your own side and on your own team.
Now you got a new project out called Fire in the Church.
Mm-hmm.
Where's the title come from? Speak a little bit about that, because I remember previously you spoke about, and I don't know if it has something, if they're correlated, but about the media generally not really giving light to a lot of the black churches that's getting burned down and things like that. If they have something to do with it?
Yeah, it's not so much directly into that, but a lot of this album is for the people that things that's being ignored, you know, and things that have been ignored, you know. So the title of this album is you know, like the meaning of gospel, you know, is really like it's the good news. Like who, you know, I got bad news, I got good news. Which one you want to hear? Like everybody wants to hear the good news. Everybody's comfortable with the good news. You know what I'm saying? You know, they say you can't handle the truth. You know, a lot of people can't handle the truth, and the truth is usually the bad news. You know, I got to break the bad news to you. You know, it's just like, damn, you know, we got to prepare for this. This is more of a surprise than the good news, you know. And it's like the fire in the church is basically the good and the bad within the good. Like you a good person. I say I'm a good person. We all like, oh, this is a good person. This is a good person. But I don't know all your sins. You know, I don't know what bad things you've done. You know, you might have sold crack to somebody's mama early this morning and then came here and to school and taught a classroom full of kids, you know, for 8 hours, you know, some good lessons, things that they could use in life. You know what I'm saying? It's like you don't know everybody's thing. So it's like I'm laying out my faults, my demons that I have, you know, that I fight and that I work on too, you know, as good as, as well as give you the, you know, the goods, the highs and the lows by myself, you know, and I'm letting people know that I'm not perfect, just like I know no other human is perfect, you know.
And what made you take that approach? Because a lot of Fire in the Church is real intense on religion, your faith. Mm-hmm. What made you take that approach?
It's just me, period, as a person. Like, I'm real spiritual. Like, I pray to God multiple times during the day. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I'm a firm believer of really using your own brain and not letting somebody before you use your brain for you. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's following instructions. When you open up any toy or anything and it's like, okay, how do I put this together? You're going off instructions that was put here before you, you know, opposed to, you might think of, like, how many people are going to actually sit there and be like, but I found a better way to put this together.
You challenge a lot of that, too.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and it's like, it's just using your own brain. Like, my brain works differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a firm believer of, you know, somebody will be like, oh, you know, you make layups this way back in 1930, 1940 something, you know, and then somebody might have came with the easier way to make your layups, you know, or now we got this thing called the finger roll where you don't even have to use the backboard, you know, and it's just like you have to expand your mind to come up with that, you know. At first it was, you know, set games, you know, this is how you shoot a jump shot, you know. Or this is how when you get here, you stop, you pull up, then somebody come along with, I got this shit called the floater, you know, or the teardrop, or whatever. You know, this is, you know, just adding two things, but you can't advance or you can't evolve unless you use your brain. You know.
Would you say this is your deepest album?
Of this date, yes. Up to this date. Yeah.
And Angel with the Uzi, which is on social media, is getting getting a lot of views. A lot of people talking about it on social media. On there, you talked about you had a lyric. You said they didn't fear us until we woke up.
Mm-hmm.
Explain that.
It's kind of go back. It's to me, it's real simple. It's kind of like in a metaphor, like you know how the kids is being bad in the house, while your mom sleep, or your dad sleep, and it's just like you know you shouldn't be doing this shit. And then when they wake up, it's like, oh shit, we in trouble. Like this house fucked up. We've been yelling. We're gonna get our ass whooped. And it's just the same thing. Like you can sneak into somebody's house, break into somebody's house, and do so much while they sleep. You know what I'm saying? But it's like when they wake up, it's like, oh shit, we in trouble. Like out of sight, out of mind. You didn't see me do this, so you don't know that I did this. Like when they open their eyes, like okay, now I'm caught.
So would you say it's a testament to like black people becoming more conscious in America?
Yes. And it's like just wake up, open your fucking eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like I think even before that I said, you seek for God like He's hiding, but He's inside us. Wakes us up every day, but you still ain't opened your eyes up. And it's just like that. Like I don't know if y'all remember the movie The Last Dragon with Bruce Leroy, and his master told him go out there and find the master. And the whole movie he running around looking for the master. But until he realized and go back to his master saying, it's one place that you have not yet looked, and it is there, only there, where you gonna find the true master. He was telling him it's you. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how I look at it. Like it's like you going off all of this when you, in the end of the day, in reality, you haven't opened up your eyes. Like it's right there. All you got to do is just wake up. You know what I'm saying? And see it for what it is. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to before we was born, basically our eyes was closed. We wasn't alive yet. You know what I'm saying? So you still letting what was going on while your eyes was closed, aka while you was asleep. Before you was born, you still letting this go on. You know what I'm saying? Like so you wake up and you still sleep. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you gonna wake up and are you gonna get up? Are you gonna rise up? Or are you gonna stay there laying in the bed watching this shit happen?
Also, in that same song, you have a lyric where you kind of describe, they deprived us and they did this, they did that, and you let them guide us. Talk about that.
It's just like anything. Like if you just flat out, no metaphor, none of that shit. If you and your family's living, and they take your wife and rape her in front of you and your 5 children, they take your oldest son. And chop his head off because he looked like he a little strong. You're an older man, so you're not considered to be that dangerous to them. So you finna die. But before they kill you, they want to show you that they rape even the little girls that you have in your family. Now let's say they take your youngest son and they decide to keep him, because he might grow into something, and we're gonna make this nigga work, and we're gonna to show that he's our property, we're gonna take your family's last name away from him and give him our last name, just to show that he's my property. So now you're named after me and my family because you're my property. I own you. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna let that same person that did all this to your family, stripped y'all of your name, gave y'all his name, and who has a book and is not allowing you to read it, or even wants to teach you how to read, and you're going to sit here and you're going to eat everything that he feeds you? Just because he feeds you, if a motherfucker feeds you oatmeal all your life, you feel like oatmeal is the right thing. Like, it's not a food out here better for you, because you haven't been exposed to these other foods. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I feed you this religion, this is all you know, so you're going to accept this. And you better believe it, because if you don't, you'll never find God. If you don't, you'll never get to this amazing place where all the great people go, like the Boom Boom Room on Light. You know what I'm saying? It's equivalent to that. It's no more proof that the Boom Boom Room exists than heaven. Like, which one has more proof? You know what I'm saying? It's no. You can't go get a picture of the Boom Boom Room. You can't go find a photograph of heaven, but you can go find a photograph of Las Vegas. So you go find a photograph of California, you know what I'm saying? Shit like this. But it's like the key to people, period, is giving them something to look forward to. And what's the perfect hope to give somebody something to look forward to that they can't even prove doesn't exist? You see what I'm saying?
So how do you deal with that as it contradicts your faith and then you put it in fire?
Because my faith is only within God. My faith doesn't lie into any doings of humans. You know, so I can have faith. I can have all the faith in the world that my son goes to the NBA. But do I know it's a possibility that he might not get called and drafted? Yeah, I know it's a possibility. But if he doesn't get called, does that mean my faith wasn't 100%? Like, I didn't have 100% faith in my son because I knew it was a possibility. You know, like, I know it's a possibility that I could be talking to myself and there isn't a God, you know. But I believe that it is one. You know, I feel like, okay, if it isn't a God, now what? Now I'm going to go to hell because I was wrong? Like, no, you just was wrong, you know. But I feel like it keeps me grounded and it keeps me balanced, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm not finna tell somebody, oh, this is the right way to love your father. This is the right way to, you know. And I just look at the whole religion thing. Like when I say, my motto, I say God over everything. So that means no matter what the fuck you talking about, God is over that, you know. So what can you argue about when a motherfucker say God over everything? Like, what's over them, you know? But it's like the whole religion thing, I just look at it like, say, I'm the father of this house, or I'm the mother of this house, you know, whatever. And I have 20 kids downstairs. And I always stay upstairs, you know. They know I'm up here. But they all different ages downstairs. And it's like they living, you know, they cook their own food, they do their homework, they go in and out for school. Some of them go in and out of the door to work. You know, so y'all living down there. Y'all know y'all are my kids, you know. Then I come down here and check on y'all, and y'all, all 20 of y'all done split up into 4 groups. We got the Muslims over here, we got the Christians over here, and y'all all arguing, talking about this is how you love mom upstairs, you know, or my little baby that's 2 years old comes up to me and hugs my leg or hugs my knee because this is her perspective, this is her angle, how short she is, you know. The child that I have that is my height, who hugs me up here around my shoulder, is telling my little one, you're not hugging dad right. You don't hug him down there by his leg. How you gonna tell my baby how to hug me when she just hugged me? You know, tell me this is how I want to be hugged. If you hug my leg or if you hug my hip, it's not right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would break a parent's heart to see their kids arguing and yelling, talking about how to love your mother or your dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what y'all down here arguing about. I don't want y'all to call yourselves this and call yourselves that and break up into groups of this. Y'all my kids at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Y'all have your own relationships with me at the end of the day. Even the people that's in your same group have their own individual relationships with me at the end of the day. Right. When I call y'all up here to come talk to me, or that's me and your conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that'll break a parent heart. You know what I'm saying? To see y'all, why the fuck is y'all dividing each other? How about y'all call yourselves my kids and pray to me every day and do right by each other? You know you wouldn't want. You know what hurts you. You know you wouldn't want this to happen to you. So live like that. How about that be your religion? You know, so that's really how I feel about this shit. You know, that's why I say God over everything. You know what I'm saying? And I got another rap when I say I'm not a Christian, Muslim, Mason, and never riding with Satan. A relationship with God is my #1 obligation. So it's like that's really my thing. You know how you would treat your kids, so why not treat somebody else that way?
Remember when y'all was sleeping, remember when I was woke, I was up perfecting my flow, now I'm getting bread by the loaf. The same ones that used to divide us, edit Bibles to blind us, beat us, killed and deprived us, and we